All right, so it says we're live. So welcome back, everybody. It's February the 16th, 2025 at 5 p.m. Eastern. And I say that because people watch us back at random times, including sometimes I get comments on like year-old live streams. I'm like, hey, we're not technically live, but we still will respond to your comment. So y'all, as y'all can see, yes, we're indoors. Let's go ahead and talk about that. Tiffany's been gone all weekend, just got home. We had the cold front come through today, rain, storm, and now it's crazy windy outside. Not to mention, before that cold front got here, y'all, it's been warm the last couple of weeks, but it got so windy here and it blew pollen everywhere.
The outdoor kitchen is like a half-inch thick of pollen out there. And I got home and I was like, well, I don't think I'm going to be cooking out here today because I'm going to have to spend half a day cleaning everything out there.
Yeah, the outdoor kitchen is disgusting, y'all. And there's literally pollen all on the porch, and you can see where it stopped, where the rain flooded and just kind of washed it all in an area. We're going to get sick this week. I can already tell.
I'm already feeling a little nasally. I was just sitting here going, oh, great. My allergies are kind of messing up.
Don't get me wrong. I'm glad we got the wind today and the heavy rain. We had some really good rain because that helps knock the pollen down. But everything started blooming out because it's been warm for 2 weeks here. And now we're back in the 30s tonight and going to be pretty cold all week long this week. Looks like all the way into next week. I'm seeing a bunch of 30-degree days. So, we can't figure out weather down here. Even my citruses are started blooming out. And now we're literally going to put frost blankets on them in a couple of days. You know, it's like,
crazy Florida.
Oh, my goodness, our crazy weather. So let's play the Can You See and Hear Us game. And I do want to talk about, y'all, the last several live streams, we've been having crashes and problems. I think we've got it figured out. I think we discovered where the issue is. We haven't got it fixed. So you're going to see me keep looking to the left and to the right tonight. I'm watching comments, but I'm looking back to the left. I've got my task manager open. I'm watching all the memory usage on my computer. There appears to be something going on with YouTube, the live streaming service, at least according to Reddit. I got on there and there's a bunch of people having the issues that I'm having. There's a memory leak, they call it. Your memory goes taking off running and your computers crash. We experienced this really bad last week before. It's been going on for a few months now. Yeah. So I've got the YouTube technical team looking at it. Again, I'm looking over here. I know it looks like I'm not paying attention. I'm watching the memory as it's going up, seeing if something starts taking off, what extension it is, what browser. So we're trying to watch all that. Memory's creeping up a little right now, but we're still, we're only 11% of what my computer has here. And I've got a really nice computer, so it shouldn't be crashing. But we're trying to get to the root of the problem so we can quit having these live streams that are annoying, cutting off, and we're having to start another one. Yeah. This is the only thing that crashes on both of my computers. It's not specific to one computer, so it's definitely something going on with the pop-out chats and the live streaming service itself. And I hate to go to a paid service because there's some really nice features on YouTube, like the membership gifting and everything. So I'm not for sure is available on the paid service. So we're going to try to tough this out. But if it crashes much more or they can't get it figured out, I'll just have to go to a different streaming service. Y'all can still watch it on YouTube. Don't get me wrong. I'll just be on something completely different and lose some of the features that we currently have. All right, memory.
Hopefully they can get it figured out.
I know it's starting to creep on up. I'm watching it right now. We're still far away from potential crash, but I just want to let y'all know that could happen tonight. And if it winds up being an issue, we just may have to cut this one short, which I don't want to do. We've been doing that far too often, and I just may have to buy a paid for service this week or find something else out. All right, let's go ahead and grab some comments. I see a lot of y'all are talking about weather. Yes.
Yeah, looks like y'all been getting some rough weather around everywhere.
I see y'all talking about flooding in some areas. I haven't been on the news the last 2 days. I've literally locked myself up here in my office, even though I don't have a door. I don't know why I said that. And I've been doing taxes for 2 days. I think I put around 8 hours in this chair just doing taxes and another 5 hours editing. I have been trapped up here.
Should have put your new computer chair together so you could have been comfortable.
I've got a new computer chair because I've
been sitting up here for like 3 months.
Yes, it has. I've got to put it together. So I'm out of the loop. I haven't watched what the weather's done. I see Miss Redmilla just jumped on to check on us. I'm assuming there's probably been some severe weather. I don't know if there's been tornadoes. I see y'all talking about flooding, and some of y'all are talking about some crazy temperatures, super high winds. We had really good winds here today, but nothing like some of the numbers I've seen some of y'all talking about. And thankfully, we did not lose power today whenever all this cold front and stuff come through.
Yeah, I was traveling on the interstate, so I knew I was going to hit it one way or another. Otherwise, I would have been stuck where I was until later afternoon. So I'm like, I'm just going to go ahead get on the road and then find a rest area or an exit to jump off of. So that's what I did. And then finally I sat there. And I'm like, all right, I'm just going to have to keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't.
Made it home safe, though.
I was pretty nervous about her traveling today, but it just so
Yeah.
happens that's the way it was. And now I think they're calling for like 2 inches of rain and storms here all day on Tuesday. Of course, it's going to be
said Wednesday.
Wednesday, excuse me. Of course, it's going to be so, cooled down a lot this week. I'm not expecting major storms. Who knows? But a lot of rain. So it's going to impact probably some content and stuff this week as well. Mr. Jimmy says he says rail storms. I'm assuming he means hailstorms. Now trees down all over the neighborhood, no power. Oh my goodness gracious.
Jeez.
And then Andrew and Sankey, I think y'all said y'all were in Kentucky. They've been dealing with flooding, they said, also losing power. Yeah, sounds like y'all have got slammed. And Doug said they had a tornado alarm at 5 a.m. this morning in Georgia. We had tornado
Nothing
warnings.
like waking you up with that sound.
And it always seems like it's early a.m. Like we can't catch
terrifying.
a break. Every time we get tornado outbreaks, it's always just before daylight. And you don't want to sleep throughout the night because you want to watch your phone. You want to be ready. I hate that. And we're about to be in that time of the year to where we're going to be running out to the storm shelter. But, we had tornado watches today, but didn't actually have anything that I'm aware of come through Florida, at least not our area. We didn't get no warnings on the phone. Jonathan says you should be happy not being in an HOA. I'm assuming you don't know if you're talking to me or somebody else, but I'm dealing with a mess being new on the board. Jonathan,
we are very, very happy we are not in a HOA.
Jonathan, I wouldn't go in a HOA for nothing.
Couldn't pay us.
No, some of the horror stories I see. Okay, I've already got the government telling me enough how to live. The last thing I'm going to have is some snobby neighbor coming down, knocking on my door to tell me about my grass or the colors of the shingles on my roof or something else. No. This still feels like somewhat of a free country, even though, with all the local municipalities and governments, I'm not about to have the neighbor telling me how I'm going to live on my land. I've already got enough people telling me how to live. So, I feel for you. Hey, maybe getting on the board will benefit you more than hurt you. All right, so Zoe is screaming,
Zoe.
Hi, Andrew and Tiffany. Hello, Zoe. Jonathan says, hello, Florida friends.
Hi.
Welcome, Jonathan. All right, I'm just now getting down. At least everybody's telling me loud and clear. I've probably been talking and y'all could have told me no problems. The YouTube technical team with laughy faces. Well, yeah, I guess y'all can be my YouTube technical team as we figure stuff out. But I actually have the legit YouTube technical team. I reached out to my manager and I was like, hey, can you please help me out here with these live streams? And they've been getting feedback. Yeah, I've been snapping screenshots tonight of my memory and stuff as things going on. I'm trying to get them all the information that I can. Let's see here. Ryan says, I just watched the LCP Max video you did. Nice info on that stupid trigger safety. I every day carry the LCP. Yeah, Ryan, I don't know why they went to that. So all these years, oh my goodness, I don't know how long the LCP's been out forever. Never had a trigger safety. Now all of a sudden we got it. I know they're doing that because it's got a little bit lighter and crisper of a trigger, but usually your everyday carry stuff's in a concealed holster, either a pocket holster or one inside. I don't see the need for that trigger safety personally. Other than that issue, I absolutely love it, but that issue has got to get resolved 100%. So I wonder if number of comments has something to do with memory usage. That's a good question. So I'm still watching the memory. We're up to 12% now. It's slowly creeping up, but not bad. We still had a long ways to go, and we'll see as the chat fills up. Potentially that's a problem. I have noticed I'm doing the big pop-out chat on another screen. So I've got two screens going on here so we can watch a big chat. And when I do pop-out chat, it does, I guess because you're opening another tab too, but it does seem to impact the memory and make it even worse. So I'm giving them feedback on things like that. Hopefully we get it resolved. And as Humblebee says, make sure you don't have any extra tabs open. That's exactly right. I only have two tabs, my pop-out chat and my live stream. I don't open up anything else for that various reasons because I know that does increase your memory usage. So we'll see what happens. The only thing I got going, and I can see it right here on my task manager, is all my like background security services and things like that. And they're really not using a whole lot. There's not much else open and showing running on the computer. So Robert says, good evening from San Francisco. What the heck are you doing on the other side of the country? You're supposed to be in Florida.
Working.
Yeah, it must be working a long way from home. Yep, for the week. Love the tire change video. Well, thank you for watching, Mr. Robert. And hurry up and get out of California and get back to Florida where you belong. All right, so I can see the fan is on the background. Seems fine to me. Yep, we got the fan running. Tiffany's a little warm.
Yeah, well, I'm drinking coffee. I'm trying to stay awake. I've been out of town helping my cousin have her daughter's 16th birthday. It was such a great birthday, and I'm running on fumes. Nothing like your own bed, your own house.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be home, but I was glad to be able to be there to help her. So
Yeah, so she's
yeah.
definitely warming up now. It's the temperature's dropping out there. We've been like high 70s for a couple weeks. It's been springtime.
Plus, it's always hot up here in that. Well, warmer up here.
It
in the
is
attic.
because right behind me, I kind of regret this. You can see the return vent to the AC unit. So this is where it's pulling all the hot air right across my desk. Certain times it feels good. Certain times you're like, oh, I wish I had to put the return vent somewhere else in the house, not pulling right through my desk.
Mm-hmm.
But it's super windy outside. Actually feels, it feels good. Don't get me wrong, but it's dropping. It's supposed to be in the 30s in the morning. So I have a feeling we won't be running the fan for the rest of the week. That's for sure. We're going to let the house cool right off. So Dino wants to know about the chickens that she abandoned for the last couple of days.
Did you even let them out this weekend?
Yes, I did. I didn't yesterday. Okay. Or no, I let them out yesterday. Almost all day. I did all day.
I did forget to go get the eggs this afternoon. So
but I didn't let them out today because we had the storm come through. I don't want them blowing away.
They're happy. They were happy to be out today in the grass and sunshine and all that. So yeah, they're good.
All right, Miss Lee, what are you doing on? She's all the way over in Hawaii on vacation.
Send us pictures.
And it is noon over there. That's crazy
fun.
to think. She says,
we hope you're having a really good time over there.
Yeah, we hope you are. So, yep, no cooking tonight. Tiffany just got home. She's been, as you just heard, gone all weekend. You didn't really get breakfast. You traveled this morning. So we kind of had like a 2:00 lunch, early supper thing. We had a nice big chicken salad. So,
and I think we talked about it before you jumped on, but the whole outdoor kitchen is covered in pollen right now. So
it is. Outside,
it's going to have to be cleaned up.
Outside's windy and disgusting. That's why we're inside right now. And as Jimmy said, they're still getting 55-mile-an-hour winds where they're at. Yeah, that's quite windy. And I think I said tripping. Did you say you got over 100-mile-an-hour wind gust today? Oh, my goodness.
Where does he live again?
Yeah, where do you live again? I feel like I should know this. I know where you live, but I just...
Well, it's hard to keep up with everybody's location.
It is kind of hard to keep up with hundreds, if not thousands of people. But I try to do my best.
I'm seeing lots of new names on tonight.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, say hello if you're new.
Yeah, let us know if you're new.
Yeah, typically we're outside. We do a little cooking and hanging out. But this is our live stream. It's not like we're building projects or anything. It's completely different than all of our normal videos. We're just hanging out, answering questions.
Plus we kind of want to see what the live stream is doing and track all that too tonight. And the laptop is definitely unpredictable with its shenanigans. So
yeah, but the last few times, both my editing computer, which is it's brand new, really nice hardware, it and my older laptop's been telling me memory crash, and then it crashes. So they're both telling me the same thing. And this editing computer has like 4 times the memory of my laptop, so it should not be crashing. It's definitely an issue with just streaming. But right now, we're still doing good. I'm watching it. Maybe they've already got a little bug worked out, or who knows? I don't know. But I have been talking with their IT people all week. Maybe they've got something figured out. So you travel I-10 too much when the custodians at the rest stops know you by name. I travel between Panama City and Jacksonville every weekend for over 4 years. Yeah, that would do it.
They do have some friendly ones on those rest areas between here and Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Cobra, good point. Just watched your videos on the outdoor kitchen build. If you don't want the paint to chip off on the edging, spray clear coat over it, and that'll fix it. I should have did that before all the chipping started, and it is chipped off bad. That is my only regret.
Well, I think we were just trying to keep the theme of like the flat black of the tile and all that.
That is true.
That would have been like extra shiny looking, and so I think that's why we did it that way too, because that's the paint color that we picked for that.
That's very true. So, and don't forget, the only reason I painted was because Home Depot shipped me the wrong stuff in, and I was kind of rushing to get that outdoor kitchen done, and they sent me in silver, and I ordered black, and I was like, whoa. They got it all kinds of wrong, but that's not something I could buy in my local store.
And now we can't replace it, right?
No, because it's tiled in. So I'm going to have to spend one of these days. I'm going to have to break down, tape off all the tile, protect everything. I'm going to have to go out there and sand all that down, and it's going to be a nightmare. And then I'm going to have to repaint it or do something. And we'll have to go through this again. And we may actually try clear coating it, but I'm kind of with you. Everything's flat black out there.
If it helps it look better, As
It'll
far as like
protect
the
it.
chipping, then I'm all for it. Like
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah, we may try
Because
that.
the chipping looks worse than what a clear coat would look like.
So Bo Rogers, what are you doing on, buddy? He says, "What's up, Kelly's Country Life?" And he says, "Hey, Tiffany." He didn't say, "Hey,
Bo.
Andrew." And I see how it is, Bo. That's my buddy, Bo. So what's up? What are you doing watching us? You're supposed to be down at your beach house enjoying all this crazy winds and cold weather coming in tonight, or your beach property, I should say. He's got a camper down on a beautiful lot south of us. Yeah, here goes everybody on the HOA stuff. Yep, you ain't getting me in one. You are not getting me one. Actually, I guess we're kind of no, we're not lying. No, we're not. I was going to say technically we kind of are in a HOA area on our other property, but we're not. We're grandfathered out of it,
That's right.
which is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
But there is no HOA there. Literally, the HOA is like, hey, you want to pitch in $100 to help maintain the road? Like that's it. There's nothing to sign, and we actually don't have to get in it, and we're not going to get in it, but we'll gladly help out, like with a road or something. All right, so Brass Bell Homestead. I can't say that I've heard that name. Says, hey, y'all from North Florida
some
here.
New names, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. Sorry, it's kind of boring tonight. We're just hanging out in my office, windy outside.
Usually it's a little bit more exciting.
Yeah, if you're from North Florida, you should know it's windy outside. We had the storms come through today. We're just dealing with everything. She wants to know if you still have the bracelet she made. Oh, that's Ashley. She's talking about Zoe.
Do.
Yes,
I do.
we do. Yes, we do have them. And if you still wear them next live stream, if we remember,
we will try to
bear
remember.
with us. I've got a horrible memory. I didn't even remember to schedule today's live stream, by the way. I'm up here and I go to click on it. I'm like, where's the live stream? I made the thumbnail this morning and then got to I did 4 hours worth of taxes and probably 3 hours worth of editing yesterday. Got burnt out. And then I went out there and did the tire changing and made that video. Come back this morning, made the live stream thumbnail, forgot to schedule the live stream, and then did another 3.5 hours worth of taxes today. I'm burnt out from doing all this tax stuff. Speaking of, I'd love to hear some suggestions. I don't have Excel on this computer. I am 41 years old, did not go to college for Excel, don't really know Excel, don't want to learn it, to be perfectly honest with you. But do any of y'all have some suggestions for like either a free app or something very basic?
I had looked into those apps before.
Well,
I forget why we decided not to use it.
I don't want one on my phone. I want a computer app.
Oh, okay.
So, there's got to be something to where I can just occasionally throughout the year have, totals built, punch a number in, it adds it up for me. And at the end of the year, I can print it off or just add a few things to it.
Okay. So you're not wanting to like scan the receipts in?
No, I don't even need to do that. I just want something
to keep up with the totals.
Yeah, something very basic. And then you can punch the number in. I don't have to get the calculator out and all. Is there like, I know some of y'all said Quicken or QuickBooks.
Well, I could just build my own spreadsheet and do that.
You know Excel? I don't have Excel.
No, but I can do something. Figure it out.
There's got to be something out
Can't
there.
Be that hard.
There's got to be some sort of just basic app out there that said, hey, just tell us what categories you want, put a number in, and anytime I got a receipt, what I'll do is just come here, punch a number in. I'd love for it to automatically add it to it and then put the receipt in a already entered box or folder so I know not to touch it at the end of the year. Then at the end of the year, all I got to do is go through a little bit of online stuff, some credit card statements or whatever,
we'll
add some
stuff
in there.
Whatever
but
can help you.
I literally had like this thick of receipts and all kinds of stuff because we run a legit business here. I can literally have thousands upon thousands of items to enter, hundreds upon hundreds of receipts, and I order from all over the place, from Amazon to Home Depot to Lowe's, and I got to go through all that stuff. Oh, shame on me. It's my fault for waiting until I always wait till right before tax time to do it.
Procrastinator, as y'all know.
Yeah. It is what it is. But there's got to be something easy out there. And I don't know that Quicken's something I want because you got to pay pretty good money for that. And that's
people are giving you a lot of options that are free down at the bottom.
I'm gonna get down there in a minute.
We'll get down there in 15
Quicken's really nice. Whenever I used to have my business 15, 20 years ago. Yeah. It has been that long ago, 18 years ago. I had Quicken to QuickBooks, but I paid several $100s a year, and it was for doing payroll, taxes, and all kinds of stuff. I don't need all that stuff. I just need stuff to itemize and tally up receipts, something very basic. And I really don't want to have to buy the Microsoft package because I don't have the Word and the Excel and all that stuff on this particular computer because you can get the majority of that for free. I don't know about Excel, but I can do Google Docs and all that good stuff. All right, I've done let a pile of comments pile up on me. Memory still looks good. Let's check this out. So any news on the cooking channel? I knew that was coming. So yeah,
It's still stagnant, hanging out right now.
it's been a bad week.
Yeah.
She's been out of town. I've been doing taxes, so we didn't take time to edit.
Appointments.
We do have doctor's appointments, all that stuff. Been a really bad week for trying to do a whole lot. So we will get to it. We already have content. We will get to that. I'm not promising anything. I'm surprised Chris didn't beat you to that. Oh no, there he is with the sewing room. So he's got to get us with something.
Yeah, read his comment. This is hilarious. No, where you were at.
Right here?
Yep.
Okay, I see some people are renting their chickens out due to egg prices.
That
Another
is
source of
crazy.
income idea. That is crazy.
Mr. Morris. Wow.
If that's true, and it probably is, that is nuts. But with that said, we already eat more eggs than our chickens can produce. So I'm not renting our chickens out at all.
I'm thinking about getting more chickens.
Yeah, we are. We're thinking about hatching out another clutch.
Yeah, as soon as they want to get broody, lay on them, we're gonna let them.
All right. So let's see here. I knew this was going to get asked a lot, so let's talk about it. Andrew,
y'all don't miss anything.
Yeah, they sure don't. Looks like you had a head injury in the tire video. So yeah, y'all, I've got stitches right here, and I'm cut open. So long story short, welcome to being in your 40s. Went to a dermatologist, did a checkup, had a little spot. No big deal. I went in there for it actually. First time I've personally take myself into a doctor in, I don't know, 15 years, other than when the drill bit went through my toe. Yeah. Said, hey, I got a little spot here, sensitive. Let's get it checked out. They're like, well, the only thing we can really do is a biopsy. So they numb me up. They cut my head open. They stitch me up, and it'll be a few weeks before we get the results back. But that's what that was. Yeah, I got stitches popping out of my head, and I recorded that tire video as soon as I got back. And they tried to put a Band-Aid on this hair, and the poor girl was like, this ain't going to work. She's like, just pat it till it starts bleeding, put some Vaseline on it, call it good. I was like, yes, ma'am, that's what I'll do. So that's why I was pouring blood in the tire changing video, because I had just got cut open with a scalpel. Hey, that's all right. That's a part of getting older. Dermatologist visits, biopsies, people cutting things out of your head. It is. Oh, Scott, very good point. Shame on me for not thinking about it. Use the matte clear coat. Won't be too shiny.
Well, duh.
Should have known that, because I bid satin and, kind of a matte clear coat on the seal and everything else. You can get it for paint covers too.
Very good point.
Christine. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Oh, wow, Christine.
I'm sorry. I'm finally making it down. I'm way behind as usual. That is extremely generous.
Very generous, Christine.
She says, enjoy. Have missed seeing the lives.
Aww.
The river property is looking great. Thank you so very much. I promise you that's going to the river property. So let's go ahead and give y'all a little bit of a river property update. Y'all, it's we were already hoping to be breaking ground by now, and it's not for lack of trying. So we are on our 5th, 6th, 7th survey right now. The environmental regulations and permitting and stuff's it's suffocating. This is kind of, okay.
Yeah.
How do I say this? I'm not getting political, but this is kind of some of the stuff that's been talked about with the new administration coming in. This is why big companies and stuff don't want to build here. But I'm just on a small, micro scale, whatever the heck it is here. Just a little guy, but a lot of y'all can relate to this. We're in an area that's just in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by swampland or whatever, and got a beautiful little river there. It's not a highly traveled river. You can't even travel it. You can travel by fishing boats. There's barges or anything going on there. And the hoops that we're having to jump through, the permits, the environmental regulations, the environmental consultants. Or like I said, we're on our 5th survey now. We still got 3 or 4 more surveys to do. They take forever to get done. It's mind-boggling. We knew we were going to go into some of this. I didn't think it was going to be this bad, to be in a poor rural county in the middle of nowhere on a river that's not really by anything. I mean, we're just out in the middle of nowhere. It is absolutely insane. So we're being choked down and held up by more regulations than y'all could imagine. We are, as soon as we get off the live stream, we were looking at our house plans. We've had to redesign our house plans twice now. Well, I guess one big time, because we've only got a tiny buildable area because of all these environmental regulations. We can fit it. I know it sounds like I'm complaining. We've got more regulations, more surveys to do. Environmental stuff's mostly done. Before we go to the main environmental office, sit down with all these reports and paperwork that they want and surveys and everything else, slap it on their desk for them to go, we approve you or we don't.
Yeah, we definitely want to come in very prepared with
Oh, yeah.
everything that they want. So
Yep.
this process can go as smoothly as possible. And hopefully, if we do come in there super prepared, they're like, okay, y'all are on it.
Yeah,
Y'all have
absolutely.
done your legwork.
Mhm.
Let's get it rolling. So
We're trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Even my environmental consultant was like, you are doing the right thing. I could tell by the way he was acting like nobody does what I'm doing. I'm spending more than I should. I'm calling more people than I should. But a lot of this is literally laid out in a report that says, hey, don't come to us for a building permit until you have, it's a huge list of reports and studies and stuff done. And they can still tell us to do more. So I'm really trying to cross my T's, dot my I's. So when we go in there, there's no additional holdup. Because when we finalize these house plans, which we're getting close now that we had to rearrange it. We're going to look at it some more as soon as we get off the live stream. Got one more environmental study to get done. I'm trying to find a civil engineer that specifies in this. I ain't got a clue. So it's kind of a struggle. I got one report that everybody I've talked to, they're like, we've never heard of this report in our life. But as soon as we get all this behind us and get approval, we're planning on diving in head first over there. And that's going to be when the channel starts getting exciting as far as I'm concerned. All the off-grid stuff or the affordable build stuff, the custom built stuff that we're going to do to make it our own.
Yeah, and I can't wait to get on the videos with you too.
Tiffany's going to be over
here
there.
Lately, you've been doing things that don't necessarily require my,
I get it, but you've also been, Tiffany does a lot more for this business than y'all realize. She's up here for hours a day responding to comments and providing links and helping people out with things. I do a lot of that too, but she
running
does.
to get your parts.
Running the errands for us and then taking care of the animals in the house and all this other stuff that frees me up to do the content. But we definitely that was always the plan, to get her on more. Mm-hmm. And when I'm over there building, I'm going to need an extra set of hands, especially if we're going to be building elevated. That's going to be a little more dangerous. We're going to need multiple sets of hands at time. There's no doubt about that, but we are super excited. We cannot wait to get something started over there. It's going to be a huge, probably year-long series. I'm already lining up some exciting things. We're going to do the most impressive solar we've ever done. We're truly trying to make this thing off grid for the first time ever. That ties in with all my obsession with firewood, where it's been a struggle because we're doing a smaller home. It's been a struggle, but we think we've finally got a plan that works, so we can do a wood stove in there. I mean, like we're going to do everything, which is pretty self-sufficient over there. Then we're going to start enjoying the property. A little bit of hunting, a little bit of fishing, a little bit of outdoor cooking and things such as that. We got big plans, but right now we're just going through all the red tape. Oh, the red tape. So thank you, Christine. That was 15
Christine.
Minutes of y'all needed an update on that anyways.
We appreciate you so much.
Yeah, y'all need an update. Everybody's making fun of my head now. All right. So good accountant, it's worth paying for, says old school. Oh, trust me, you got that right. I have an accountant. But again, I like to overdo it. I don't go to my accountant with a folder of receipts and go, bam, figure it out. No, I go in there I've got a sheet with probably 20 line items on it right now, but one line item could have 500 receipts in it. I've got everything tallied, ready to go. Of course, I save all my receipts in case I'm ever audited or something like that, but I go in there with usually one page top to bottom with a multitude of figures slided across, and she already knows me. She's like, all right, she knows exactly how to go back to the previous year's tax return, enter this here, enter this there.
Yeah, I'm sure she appreciates that a lot.
Yeah, I try to, I still usually have an hour and a half long tax meeting because there's so much to go over. There really is. But I try to go in there prepared. Here's all the breakdown. She doesn't have to add nothing up. Just go plug the numbers where they go. And then we usually have some typical discussions on, depreciation and where you want to put this, that, all that good stuff. Humble beast, Google spreadsheets. I should have known. I use, I'm prepared to know. I use Google Docs and replace.
And then somebody else says it's easy to use. So we'll take a look at it.
All right.
Yeah, everybody's saying Google. Okay.
I should have known that. Shame on me. So Google Docs is just like Microsoft Word, except it's free. So I should have known they had a spreadsheet as well. I'll just have to learn it, but it's not like I can't jump on Google real quick and figure it out.
You just got to be organized with giving me the receipts so I can come up here and put them in, not shove them everywhere.
Yeah, I just want to be able to come up here with I went and bought a bunch of plumbing or metal supplies, and I'm about to build a project and record the video. I can write all that off. That's my business. By the way, we do a lot of the DIY projects and stuff that we do to make the content in hopes that it's going to more than pay for itself. Most videos actually don't pay for themselves. Some go viral and do extremely well. That's the life we live in. if we didn't have YouTube and Facebook and all the social media as a living, we wouldn't be building probably a quarter of these projects that we do. It just wouldn't be feasible. Wouldn't make sense. So we do a lot of this stuff strictly based on the views that we're hoping to get. All right, so Web Basic sells free and Microsoft 365. All right, I'm reading all y'all's suggestions. Oh, he just shot me all the way to the bottom. Memories.
You're back there again.
Yeah, I know. I'm checking my memory. It's creeping up a little. Y'all bear with me a second. I'm going to take a snapshot for the Google team here. Hopefully this don't crash the live stream. Oh, crud. No, I don't want to save that. While we're collecting some data, because my memory is starting to creep up. We're using y'all's test subjects tonight. Let me save this real quick. I forget what the heck I called the other one. I'll just put memory something. All right. Well, at least we haven't crashed tonight, but I'm seeing a slight creep up.
Don't
and
say it.
I know numbers are increasing, so I want to go ahead and catch everything before stuff does crash. So, bro, half the apps on your phone are more complicated than Excel, but QuickBooks is easy. You say that, but I'm talking the real Excel, not punching stuff in. Like, I see people that are literally up there putting in these calculations and highlighting this box and that box, and then highlighting a whole bunch of boxes and telling them to add themselves together or subtract or times this. And it just looks complicated to somebody in their 40s that didn't go have a college computer course. I am stupid when it comes to computer stuff. I can edit, I can do basic stuff. I know my way around it, but whenever it comes, down to, again, the Excel and the figuring out all the equations and all that stuff, it just, I'd rather go outside and I'd rather go build a house.
Work with your hands,
I'd
right?
rather build a house. And Chris says, Andrew's doing taxes. There's going to be a new channel called Andrew Behind Bars. Buddy, all I'm doing is adding my stuff up. I don't do my taxes. CPA's worth their weight in gold. I go to them with all the information and say, all right, you put it in the proper location. I do not do my own taxes. I just add all this stuff up for her. Problem is, I spend way too much money and buy way too many thousands of little parts every year for all the fun stuff that we make. And I've got to add them all up at the end of the year. Like, it's insane. And whenever I was doing the house and deck and all that other stuff, y'all, oh my goodness, that year, I literally had, it was in one pile, it was over 1,000 receipts. I kid you not. And then you're talking a few thousand items amongst the receipts. And sometimes you got to go in the receipt because I may have went somewhere and bought a little bit of groceries that I'm not writing off. And then I might've bought some parts for something that does qualify. So going through all that was just,
Well, we'll try to get organized. I'm the organizer, so we'll get it organized.
Yeah. So do I plan on getting a tire balancer? I do not. For the few times that we do vehicle tires, we get such good life out of vehicle tires. I'll carry it to town for that, but I'm not worried about balancing trailer tires and other stuff. It's just not really something that a lot of people do. So I won't be moving into that. Trust me, I'd love to get a full tire change machine to balancer. I'm not an automotive shop. I really can't justify it. But that cheap $60 tire changer, I can definitely justify that. The bald head life, bro. I feel you, says half pint. Yeah. Hey, it actually benefited me going in with a mostly bald head. They could see, I could tell the dermatologist, this is exactly what I'm talking about. They'd cut it right out. I couldn't imagine having a whole head of hair and then getting part of your scalp cut out. I was thinking about that. I guess that just takes your hair follicles and everything. I guess you can comb over if you got long enough hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully no brains leaked out. Said, wait, I can't afford to lose anymore. Hopefully not easy. I'm reading some of y'all's egg comments and other stuff. So are we doing a log home, says Doug? Absolutely not.
No.
Florida, home of carpenter bees and termites. No log homes here.
Budget.
So I've tried to catch myself. We keep calling it a cabin build because everybody that builds a small fish camp, a hunting camp along rivers here, they all just call them a cabin. But when most people, especially up north, think of a cabin, they're thinking truly log home. Whereas we're going to have to go just start calling it the river house.
Yeah.
But we're building a small little, weekend retreat getaway.
The river hut.
Yeah, I don't like the name
It's
of
a little
that.
bit bigger than a hut, but
Yeah, I don't like the name of that. We're still going to play around with some names, but I keep calling it a cabin because everybody calls that around here, but it's going to be a river house. We'll probably do hardy side and stuff like that again.
yeah.
I really want to try to do this budget wise. I really should do some T111 and do some stripping on it and all. We'll play around with it. Once we get the plans done, we'll kind of go get some framing quotes and all this other stuff. I'm not going to build it dirt cheap. Y'all know me.
Yeah.
The whole point of this is I'm legit want to build this for the price of like a good truck, a new truck, because they've gotten outrageous. And I think I can build a home for the price of a truck. But then we're going to do things like a really large screen room, which is going to cost money because we want a little entertaining area. Y'all obviously you've seen the channel. We love that. There's certain things I'm just not going to cut corners on that you could.
We're thinking about the
on.
future investment of it whenever,
Right.
you know, if we ever was to get rid of it. So,
right. And I mean, eventually we will. Eventually we're going to reach an age or something's going to happen in life to where it's just not feasible for us. And that's not our forever home, but we hope that's a really long time down the road. We want to bring a lot of good content. We want to enjoy it for years. There's always potential for rental income, other things off of it. So this is kind of where we see the direction of the channel going in the future. Honestly, I love building. I love creating. This kind of makes sense. It gives us an opportunity to get some fun projects, some fun property, and potentially earn income off of it while having a portfolio built out of maybe real estate instead of 401k, which I don't trust the rigged stock market for nothing anymore. There was times you could make money in it, and then there's times you could lose more than you ever made. She will be there to pick up the ladder for you, says Tripping.
I will be there.
That's a very good possibility.
If he has his phone on him, if I'm not there.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, come dinner time, I'll have to drive over there.
Yeah, because that roof's going to be up so high over there. I'm not jumping off that one.
No, I should be over there with him all the time.
So Julie says, I was listening, but now able to say hello, hello. Miss
Hello,
Julie.
hello.
Crystal says, I don't know what you were talking about. Maybe I missed it, but I was supposed to have a series of 5 shots, probably numbing shots, I'm assuming, like I had to have. After the first one was guy was giving shots, got nervous, and he knew if he touched me again, I was coming off that table. That must have been what it was. So what was crazy is, y'all like, have I ever even, is this my first stitches? I've had like wisdom teeth stitches, but
as far as I know.
Yeah, I think that's actually my first stitches ever. Like I'm been, I hate to even say it, knock on some wood. There's a ceiling up there. I've never broke a bone, never had no major problems. I mean, I've been to urgent care and stuff for drill bits going through your toes. I've sliced myself open before and got stitched back together with super glue, stuff like that. Yeah. And it was actually an ER doctor that did it. I was at his house working. I think that was my first stitches, but whenever the lady come to give me the lidocaine, she called it, I was like, oh boy, I didn't even feel the needles going in. She's like, do you feel anything? I was like,
and that's strange. You would think on the top of your head you would, because
no, I just felt a little bit of pressure. And then she's like, okay, I'm gonna give you another one. I'm like, I never felt the first one. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna give you another one. And I was then she started poking me in the head with a needle. She's like, you feel anything? I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, stop.
But I was like, wait a minute. You literally stuck me 5 seconds ago. I thought you were going to come back in 15 minutes like they do at the dentist. You feel anything? I was like, it works that quick? She's like, oh, yeah. Doc will be in here in a minute.
I've had a biopsy before. It does
she's
that,
like, Doc will be in here in a minute, cut you open. And I was like, okay, because there was a scalpel. I'm like, oh, God, this is going to hurt. He literally, I just feel him yanking around. And then he's like, all right, we're almost done. I was like, okay. I was like, have you started yet? He's like, oh, yeah, I done got the sample. He's like, we're doing the stitches now. I was like, I don't feel nothing. Like, this is some really good stuff. Lidocaine apparently really works for me. But I don't want to act like it was fun. I don't want to be getting cut on no more. But hey, better safe than sorry. Let's get it checked out. Okay.
You gotta talk to Mr. Jimmy.
Well, what is it? Oh God. Is
Adam
on tonight?
I had scheduled Andrew to get a full physical because he's never been to the dermatologist for a physical. So I was like, yeah, he needs a physical, look him over, check his skin. And then there's a spot on his head that, he needs looked at. So he got home, or probably the day before your appointment. You said, what did you tell them? And I'm like, well, you need a physical and, your spot. He's like, no, I'm not getting naked. I'm like, you don't have to get naked. Just, leave your drawers on and just let them look at your skin. So when he got home, I was like, they do the physical. He said, no, I told him I wasn't stripping down.
Well, the girl asked me, she's like, so you're here for a physical?
You gotta
And
have a physical.
I was like, well, I'm mainly here for the spot. I said, yeah, I said, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not stripping down in here. I don't know what all you check, but I'm not stripping down in here. And I was like, but you're more than welcome to check anything aside from, I meant stripping down underwear.
No,
Yeah.
she pretty much took it as like, okay, you're not taking your clothes off. So
Well, that's not what I meant. But I told her, I was like, y'all more than welcome to check everything else. I'm just not getting.
So yeah, Mr. Jimmy, when it's time for that appointment, I'm gonna have to trick him.
Yeah. Welcome to your 40s. Hey, they moved the age. It used to be 40.
Isn't it 45?
I think it is 45 now. So I got a few more years before we got to go worry about that one. And if Adam's on here, I don't know if he is or not. He's going to be making some comments. He may be just laughing in the background. Adam, Jimmy's getting close to your subject, or at least where it starts. Oh, awesome. Pest Hunter. Let's pull our Dave Ramsey podcast. I feel like right here, and congratulations.
Yay.
And let's do the debt-free scream right there. He says, "Good news, property paid off." Excuse me. In July, we did it 6.5 years. Isn't that an amazing feeling? So it took us. What did it take us? About 8 to 9 years to pay our property off, and we worked extremely hard on it. Back when I used to work a pile of overtime at the mill, that's what really got us in gear, because all the overtime checks and everything we were putting on this place. So it took us around 8 to 9 years, but isn't that an amazing, wonderful feeling when you work hard, you knock something out early, and then the cool part is figuring out, well, I used to have a mortgage or a payment. Now what do I do with that every month? That's the good feeling. Build that savings up, or snowball the next, the house mortgage or the car payment, pay that off. And when you finally get addicted to that feeling of paying stuff off, it's a hard feeling to break. And it took us what, 15, 20 years to finally get in a position to where most everything's paid off. We've kind of made some purchases over the last year. Don't get on me. We're trying to grow the channel. Business purchase. And it seems to be paying off. It really does. But we used to not be very good. We talked about this some of our little podcasts that we attempted to start a while back. And when we finally got sick and tired of being in debt and the struggles that come along with that, we started saving for about 15 years. Got the property paid off, saved 15 years, and had enough to build our house right here and be mortgage free. And oh my goodness, all the years of not taking the big vacations and not doing everything else, and people asking us, why are y'all doing that? We know you've got money. Boy, I used to get those comments all the time. I mean, I was working shift work, making overtime, and was making good money. You're working a couple jobs, and they're like, why are y'all acting like you're broke? Because we're saving this money, because when it comes time to build this house, done. And we did. Actually, we were saving it for a big down payment.
Because we thought we were going to take the mortgage route.
Yep, we was gonna pay a local contractor to build this, and then the prices went through the roof with COVID, and that's when social media truly started for me. I'd already had a channel that was old. That's when this channel was like really, we kicked it off. I looked at her, I was like, I'm about to walk away from this job. I'm not paying double for a house of what we were expecting to pay. I think I can build it. Let's make some content on it. Thus, this channel really got a kick in the rear and got kicked off, and it's worked out. We took a heck of a gamble, but we took our huge down payment money that was going to give a bank and a contractor, and we built our house with our down payment money. That was pretty awesome. Yeah, so we're very happy for you, Pest Hunter. That is such an awesome feeling when you finally reach that point.
Congratulations.
Yep, enjoy that land. Absolutely enjoy it. So Doug, I answered that one earlier. Nope, no log cabin, not hand built. Just, man, stuff just doesn't seem to make it in Florida. Doesn't seem to make it. Yeah, I'm watching. Memories creeping up a little.
It's jumped up a little bit.
Yeah, it ain't bad, but these two are starting to get pretty high. But man, we haven't had no issues yet, so we'll see. The Kelleys Hideaway, it's kind of got a good little ring to it. So what business did you run before doing this? Also, how soon did you start editing your vids after recording them? So I used to own an electronics business back in, when did I buy that business?
2006.
I started working for them in 2002. And I bought it in 2004. I was only there a couple years before I bought the business.
04.
04, 05.
Yeah.
So electronics business, mainly car stereo. I used to put the big wild stuff in that would come by your house and everybody's like, turn that down. But we did all kinds of electronics. I love
Boats, RVs,
yeah,
homes.
golf carts.
Yeah.
We used to do home theater systems, all that stuff. That was where I was telling you where I cut myself open to where I had to get liquid stitches at one time. That was at an ER doctor's house. We was putting him in. He had a theater room about the size of my house in his guest house. Woo, he was doing good. So we used to do a little bit of everything. We were putting TVs in headrest of cars and roofs before it was ever standard and factory. We was doing security systems. Back in the day, you remember the old vehicles with manual door locks and manual windows? Isn't that crazy? That used to be normal. Now your entry-level vehicle comes out. We used to put electronic door locks in. I'd put electronic windows in.
Key start or the
remote starts. We were doing
Yeah.
all the cool stuff before it was standard on factory vehicles. Like there was back in the day, you couldn't get none of the stuff that's just everybody's got now. Backup cameras, all that stuff. So that's what I used to do. Second part of your question is, how soon do you start editing your vids after recording them? Usually, because I try to put so much content out. If I was one of these channels that put 1 to 4 videos out a month, it might be 2 weeks after you record a video. But sometimes I edit same day, like yesterday or day before, yeah. I started doing the tire video right after I got back from the doctor. Was editing it and then had it ready to post today. So usually it's only a day or so later I'm getting after it. There was a point in time where I was about 2 weeks ahead, and I really want to get back to that in case we slip off for a couple days or something.
That would be nice.
But
it's difficult.
The problem is a lot of my you may watch a 15 or 20 minute video and it might have been 3 days worth of work at the river property or something like that. So it's really hard to get way ahead, pump out a bunch of videos when the best I can do is record one video in 1 to 3 days. Now there are rare days to where I can record 2 or maybe 3 videos in a day. And I just did that a couple of days ago. Problem was it was for our outdoor channel. It was for our review channel. And one of the videos was what you watched today. So I actually recorded 3 videos in one day, which is extremely rare.
You got a lot done while I was gone this weekend.
I did. I worked my butt off this weekend. I really did.
I know, you need a day off.
Yeah, right. What's that? My day off is going to be when I go do taxes later on. That's going to be a fun day off. So usually 1 to 2 days after recording. But I want to get back to where I'm a couple weeks ahead. I just don't know that that's going to happen because my projects are too big. They require too many days to get a single video
several
out.
Channels.
And several channels. Like I posted a lot of videos this week, but all y'all seen was probably 2 videos, but I posted videos on our other channels too. But I mainly focus on this one right here. So I can see it now. The Kelleys, tires, firewood, fire pits, and welding.
A little bit of everything, right? The Kelleys smorgasbord.
Yeah, give you the time. You'll be doing hydraulic fittings too. It's funny you mentioned that.
Oh boy.
Cash. I don't know if Cash is on. He's probably working in that.
Oh.
He was trying to convince me to do my own hydraulic fittings a while back. Whenever I first got the excavator, because I was getting no attachments, having to constantly get hoses made up. And you want to talk about some sticker shock? Y'all, just to go get the hoses made up for my my grapple. Remember, I got the grapple rebuilt and all that. It was $1,000 just to get. I was thinking I was going to go out there and pay $300 for some hydraulic hoses. It was $1,000 for hoses and fittings. And then I just went and got hoses done for the excavator mower. It was several $100s, $500 for a couple of hoses and a few more fittings on the inside. I'm like, oh yeah, maybe I should start doing my own hydraulic fittings because it is crazy. So Chris says new trucks are 80 to 120K. I'm not planning on breaking that 6-figure mark, Chris. I am planning on being sub that. And I'm thinking, yeah, you can still get into a good truck for 50 to 60,000 and up. We're going to try to fall somewhere in that much lower range. 120K truck, not doing it. You sound like you're talking about diesel trucks. You can get a really nice loaded half ton for 20 grand less than that, which is still crazy to me.
Yeah,
it seems like it was just yesterday. A fully loaded Z71 was $28,000. I know that was a decade or more ago.
Just yesterday, right?
But it feels like it was just yesterday. These trucks have doubled or tripled in price. The Kelleys Airbnb. We might not give it that name because we're not necessarily going to be promoting this as an Airbnb, but I guess it could be our Airbnb. Let's see what else we got here. Invest in a hard hat. I actually have about 5 hard hats. Just didn't know I could wear it. That'd be funny. Wear that into my biopsy appointment next time.
Oh gosh.
So a doctor used super glue. I figured that'd be something morticians used.
No, it's actually pretty common.
It's very common.
Yeah.
So you get a quick stitch, they'll seal it up with super glue, send you on about your business.
Yep. A lot of surgeons use glue to close incisions for like knee surgeries and hip surgeries. It's very common.
I didn't know Andrew was such a prude, says Connie. You're breaking my heart. Why would you say that? Oh my goodness.
She's talking about you not going to your appointment and getting checked out.
Oh, I'm definitely a prude for that.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. Yeah. I'm stubborn. I'm just very stubborn. So Mr. Jimmy says, you're 45. It's 45 for now, but the night before is the absolute worst. I ain't got to get, it's not like I'm going to schedule that on my birthday. I couldn't think of a worse birthday present right there. So please think about sharing some of your favorite ways to cook fish. We need to do that because I have quite a few. Now, if you go check out our outdoor channel, there are a bunch of catch, clean, and cooks on there. Most of them are several years old, but I've got some really, really good recipes on there. And I'm talking stuff way outside the box.
Oh, yeah. He's made some fabulous recipes.
Especially if you like Italian dishes.
Yeah.
So,
you did record those, right?
Absolutely, I did.
Yes.
Some of them I was cooking in the camper.
Gotta go check those out. He made some really. Oh gosh, now I want that fish meal. That one.
We'll freshen them up. We'll freshen them up. I'll do some cooking also on the new cooking channel when we get it started. We'll try to put all the cooking in there. But there's several catch, clean, and cooks. Actually, a pile of them now that I think about it.
Got a bunch of squirrel cooking videos on there.
Oh, you just lost a bunch of people. They're clicking off right now. Yeah, we just lost 4. Just dropped right off. So yeah, the Kelleys Outdoors, Kelleys with an EY now. Go check that out. Some of them are older, but you'll get the gist. A lot of cooking content over there, and we'll bring some new fresh stuff back to the channel. I don't have a clue what that test is, but I ain't gonna say it just in case. Says Andrew.
It's for instead of going and getting the actual physical, you can do that now.
Oh
yeah.
For which physical? The one Miss Jimmy's talking about?
The bottom physical.
How about let's don't rush me to 45 and let's not worry about this.
It's like an at-home or I think it is at home. I think you can do it at home.
Well, that sounds better.
It's a sample.
Oh.
I believe. If I'm saying correctly, I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't looked too deep
into
it.
That sounds a lot better. So Crystal says, my favorite way to cook fish is at the restaurant across the street. There's a lot of people that love that recipe, Crystal. Oh, Connie, our Long John Silver's closed down. I didn't know there was still any of those open, but let me tell you something. When I was a kid, we used to always have to go to Gainesville, Florida, either to the mall, back when mall was popular, Mom would go there, or that's where all of our doctor's appointments were. And just down the street from Long John Silver's was my dermatologist I used to go to all the time. And I loved going to Long John Silver's. I know some people are, that's not real seafood. It's not fresh. I totally get it. That's not what it was about. That batter, that crunchy batter is the best batter on the planet. If Long John Silver's would get smart, even though they closed down, they need to open up side business just selling that batter and the recipe. They'd make a killing. I would love to have that just for the house. So Jerry says, what about a shipping container build on stilts? Well, Jerry, we're not going to do anything unique or different over here as far as the framing structure and house structure. And here's why. We've already did a unique build right here that we're sitting in. I'm trying to keep this build super budget friendly. And the way to do that is to do traditional stick built that your engineer is not going to bill you for. I don't want no problems with the building department. I want a nice, easy process. And sticking with traditional lumber and framing techniques and your drywall and all that stuff is going to keep it very, very affordable and easy to build. And I want people to watch this build series and actually get a little bit of hope that it's something they might can do. You don't have to envision it on stilts. That's just unique to our area. What we build could absolutely go on a slab. We're going to be doing mini splits to cut down and doing our own HVAC. You know, I had $12,000 in cost in HVAC in this house hiring somebody out. Now it's probably $18,000. Or I can do a mini split, really nice mini split system over there for probably $3,000, $4,000. Look at the savings. Do it myself, super easy. So we're trying to go in really looking at simple techniques, traditional techniques, and give people some hope that you can build a sub 6-figure house I really think we're going to pull it off. I really think we are.
Hope so.
And this is 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, what we're planning. And we're doing a really nice screen room.
Yeah, I love
deck.
the design of the inside of the house. It's kind of unique.
It's small,
Yeah.
but it's going to, it's going to be something you can envision as a new couple that's maybe going to have a kid and need something affordable to build.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's where my passion is. And then the other passion is going to be, we're setting this up to be truly off grid because everybody seems to love that. And I really like the idea of it too. Somewhere we could run down there and who knows, not doom and glooming, but it's always nice to prepare for the hurricanes and all the other stuff. Or what if something did happen to the power grid? We're going to be solar. We got a river we can fish. We got land we could hunt. We may even put some little container gardens down there. Like we're really going to go that way. And if I'm being perfectly honest, that kind of stuff gets the views. And we're in the entertainment business, whether you like it or not. I try to educate, but we're also in the entertainment business. So you can get an Elon Musk tiny home for $10,000. I'd love when they look really nice. That and boxables. I love that stuff. Here's the problem.
I haven't heard of boxables.
Yeah, boxables that fold out, just put together quick home.
Okay.
Here's the problem with that. That stuff would never pass code around here, ever. Those look awesome. Problem is now you have all the hurdles of your local building code, state building codes. We're in a hurricane zone, high wind zone. Those are probably not designed to be on stilts. Love the idea of it, but you would probably have to put those in areas of the country, like out in some of the Alabama and Arkansas and other type areas that literally have no building restrictions. You don't even need a building permit. I could see those being awesome. Or for overcrowded big city areas or homelessness and stuff like that, I think those have good potential. They would never qualify or fly around here at all. We got to be fully engineered and stamped for really, really high winds because our other property is even closer to the coast than this one is. Although it ain't much closer. I mean, we're only 20 miles from the coast, but when y'all look around, all you see is trees. So we've got to stay really prepared for local specific building codes. That's why we got to build it ourselves. Let's see. Lauren says, oh yeah, hydraulic hoses and fittings are stupid expensive. You're telling me. Out here we have some farmers that do their own because they can't afford not to. And I see, believe it or not, Vivor, boy, giving them a plug all the time, it seems like, and I don't even get stuff from it anymore. I seen they have them hand hydraulic crimp kits, and I've been really considering one for building my own hoses. All right, we're going to grab a couple more questions. Heck, we've been yakking an hour. We didn't crash.
Thank goodness.
I know, the memory still looks decent. All right, I'm happy. Maybe something got fixed. And we'll wrap this thing up. There was a couple more. Where did I see? Oh, yeah, Chris said, so when Andrew was in the camper, he made a great fish stew. That's what I was saying earlier. So literally some of those catch, clean, and cooks were when we used to live in the camper on this property for 3.5 years. Had to remind you, while we were building our house or getting ready to. So I won't say the catch, clean, cooks on the Outdoor Channel are very professional. Some of them I cooked literally on the tailgate in the woods, like after I got done hunting.
Yep, we did one off the back of the boat.
One straight off the back of the boat. I mean, you don't get no fresher than that. The fish comes out in the water. We clean it. We're cooking while we're standing in the water. So there's some unique ones over there. So go check that channel out, you know, when you're waiting on videos and stuff over here. So I can see it now. The next YouTuber sponsored by Mr. Cool, says Justin. I hope you're right, Justin. I'm very interested in their systems. I haven't talked with Mr. Cool. We'll see. But here's why I am interested in their system, whether they sponsor me or not. I don't know if that was a joke or whatever, but because they're one of the few that's actually doing true DIY systems. A lot of them claim DIY. They are not. Those actually come with pre-charged hoses that's already been, I guess, vacuumed, has the Freon in it. So when you plug them in, it's ready to go. The other DIY systems that you can put in, you still either got to have your own vacuum pump or you got to call an HVAC tech out. They got to vacuum down, charge the lines correctly, check the system. Mr. Cool's, if I'm understanding correctly, it's literally plug and play. Don't call an electrician out. Don't
Larry
call.
Says.
Is that what he says?
Yeah, preloaded. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Preloaded. Exactly.
2,500.
2,500. Okay. Well, that won't work for us. That's for a single system. So the way we're designing this house, we're really trying to think this through. We're going to have one main head doing the living room. And then we got 2 bedrooms where the other 2 heads are going to be. Your bathroom doors always stay open. So we need a 3-head system. That's why it's going to be a little more than that is. But it's a small house. We're going to share all the plans with you once we finalize it. We don't need a big system at all. Now, we're probably, I'm back and forth. Probably not going to spray foam because that kind of really hurts the budget. But I'm not writing it off just yet. But we're probably going to do traditional insulation because that will relate to people. That will relate to the budget. But still, even a small home built right, we're going to make it airtight as we can. I bet we don't need a big BTU system at all, but a few $1,000s and our HVAC's done compared to 12 to 25 grand for whatever size home you do now, hiring somebody in to run all the ductwork and everything else. We're going to try to eliminate right now. That's already huge savings. So Jess said, but with Mr. Cool, we found out the hard way. If you do it yourself, there's no warranty. That's a bummer, because if you promote DIY, you should warranty DIY. That's
not cool.
That is not cool. That's the only other thing that concerns me with mini splits, because we're out in the middle of nowhere. Majority of our HVAC guys come from your small towns and stuff around us, and they typically only stock parts for central ACs, your cheaper stuff around here. We're kind of in a low income area, so like your Goodmans, your Rudes, your Rudds, things such as that. Train's kind of popular out here too, although they're a little bit better quality. I'm afraid if the mini split goes out, we're not going to be able to get parts. I don't know how parts are for Mr. Cool stuff. So that would be good to find out and know. But that's a risk we're going to have to take, because if I go with a super cheap mini split off of Amazon, for example, that come from overseas, I'm 100% guaranteed not to get parts or nothing. I don't know if Mr. Cool's made in the States or they just promote in the States, but I'm very curious to hear about parts if any of y'all have had anything with that.
Yeah, let us know.
That's something I'm going to research, but I'm dead set we're going mini split so we can do it ourselves. Because even if we had to replace the main unit or something, like the savings that we're getting versus over hiring somebody to come in and do a full HVAC traditional system, we could replace a mini split system many times over before we'd ever just break even. All right. So what size house do we plan on building? Sorry if I missed it and you already told us. No, we haven't told you. So the house is going to be a little over 800 square feet. So we're not quite in the tiny home category. We were seriously considering doing a 500 or 600 square foot home. But the more we got to thinking, if we ever do any potential rentals here, income producing property, and we very well may, we may not, we don't know. If we ever have to sell this in the future, because this isn't our forever home, you just don't know what life will throw at you down the road. It made more sense to get away from a single bedroom, 500 square foot home, because we're not going to make tiny bedrooms, and go to a 2-bedroom home. We found a plan that we loved, and it is what? It's 880 square feet.
Yes, it is.
And then we're going to add a really nice screen room on the front, which doesn't count toward the heated and cooled space. We're going to do vaulted ceilings. We were going to do traditional 8-foot walls for cost savings, but no more than it costs with lumber right now. I'm thinking about going on up to like 10-foot ceilings to make this really small home feel open and airy. I was dead set we were going to have a half bath, especially for doing entertainment. We don't want people in our main bathroom if we can avoid it, for all the tracking in and out. So we're going to do a half bath. So once we decided we wanted potential resale, additional bedroom, and a half bath, we kind of had to go up in our plan size. So, but 880 is still very small.
Andrew was looking at plans for like, what, 400, 600 square feet. I was like, ooh.
I was dead set we was going to build
a camper.
Kind of. I was dead set we were going to build a tiny home, but this already is going to be a tiny home for some of y'all, but it doesn't quite qualify square footage wise, but it's still going to be very small. We think it's going to be relatively affordable and easy to build, but it's going to feel like a much bigger home the way that we're laying it out. And because of the size of it, it's going to allow us to do things again like the mini splits and really have some good cost savings. So we're excited about it. We really are. I think it's going to be a fun project if we can get past all these permits and regulations and all this other hoops that we have to jump through. But it is what it is. We knew what we signed up for. Ryan says, do not do Mr. Cool. I'll email you and help you pick the correct system. Email me, Ryan. But I really would like to have a pre-charge system, hoses and all, if those exist. I'm not going to say that's a deal breaker. I can buy my own vacuum pump and research how to do all that. But I really would like to have a fully pre-charged system, because don't forget, what I'm doing here is sharing DIY how-to videos, and I need a system that's going to relate to the person that I'm speaking to on the other side of the camera that doesn't want to buy the vacuum pump and figure all the other stuff out. I want to show them very easily how to run the wire, assuming they can pull their own electric permit. We can. I want to show them how to put in a true DIY system if that's what they want, and save buku money. So that's what this whole series is going to be about. We're going to try to show you absolutely everything we can, except sheetrock. I am not doing my own sheetrock. Forget it. Sheetrock is dirt cheap. I'm not going to spend 2 weeks hanging sheetrock and taping the mud when I can get it done in 1 to 2
Come
days.
on, I want you to get those little stilt things and
no, you mean a bucket?
Or a
like
bucket.
The last guy's sheetrock is dirt cheap here. Like the labor is nothing. It just does not make financial sense for me to pay somebody when they can knock it out and I can focus my time and attention on something else and just get this house going. That's what I want to do. Other than that, we're probably going to do absolutely everything else ourselves because we can pull owner builder permits here. Thank goodness we can do that. Okay, cool. So Ryan says, I work in HVAC wholesale. We do stock the parts for the mini splits we sell. Talk to me, Ryan. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, we need to go ahead and start thinking about what we're gonna
we do. I'm happy to hear about the parts and stuff because that's made me very nervous about some of these cheap mini splits from overseas. Like, where's the parts? I don't want to just throw the mini split away every time. So I want to get something that we can get parts for. Kathy says, I want a tiny home, sell my bigger home. I see the appeal of it. Less insurance, less to clean, less to heat and cool.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now I totally get it. If you're a growing family with children and all, it just doesn't make sense. But somebody like us, or a weekend retreat, or a rental, a 1.5 bath, 2-bedroom home with a good outdoor entertaining area, and you're there for the river and the property. I think a 800 square foot home is going to be plenty big enough to enjoy it, especially the way we're going to lay it out and make it feel open and airy.
Yeah, the living room area is going to flow right into the outside area, so it's just going to all kind of feel connected. So that was like big for us to.
Once we finalize the plans, we will share it with y'all.
Yes.
All right, last one for the night. Thank you, Crystal, for bringing it up. Again, thank you to everybody that uses our Amazon link. We never bring it up unless y'all do. I'll drop it right here for everybody that's been going and making purchases through our Amazon. We're truly blessed, y'all. Y'all are literally covering our fuel bill every month. It's usually where we put it. So that is a huge benefit to us. Huge benefit to us. I'll put it down there. If you're doing any shopping, you don't have to buy products or anything like that we promote. Oh, I ain't got it saved no more. But if you go and use that link in the search bar that's on our store, Amazon does something pretty amazing. They give us a commission. It can be off your toilet paper or your fishing line. Doesn't matter. That's the way that stuff works out. So thank you, Crystal. She always brings that up.
Thank you, Crystal.
So we only post it if it gets brought up right there. But if y'all want to use that, we appreciate you. And we'll just keep pumping the money back into the content for the entertainment, the education, and all this other stuff that we try to bring to y'all. Thank y'all so much for believing in us and doing things like that. We are blessed. We have an amazing lifestyle. There's no doubt about that. And it's thanks to people like y'all.
Exactly.
Yep. So we don't underestimate. We don't not appreciate that. I want y'all to know that. We say it often because we truly mean it. So good night. God bless.
Night.
We'll catch y'all next week when it's going to be a little cooler down here in Florida. Y'all bundle up and stay warm. Y'all take care.
Have a great week.
All right. We'll see you.